do we have here? This is a 2005 Dodge Ram. It has a Hemi. I'm not impressed with the Hemis. The new Hemis. The old Hemis, the 426 Hemis, the original Hemis, they were something else. But these new Hemis, they're just a name. Anyway, this is my buddy's pickup and a little walk around. Today, I'm going to do a brake job, so it should be fun. Yeah, so it's just your basic 5.7 Hemi. Nothing really special about it. I actually, y'all can believe me or not, but my good old 460 out there toasted this thing at a stoplight one day. My buddy won't admit to it either. But what are you going to do? Ah, yes, the good old compressor. Well, while we're waiting for that to air up, I'm going to pull the cap off of the brake fluid reservoir so that when I compress the pistons we don't blow that cap off. And now I'll go ahead and get her jacked up on this side and we'll get to it. Okay, so now that I've got it jacked up here, we're going to pull this wheel off. Dodge. Alright, and pull this wheel off. Slip right out of the way over there. And we got brakes. Okay, so here we are. I've got to take this caliper off. I've got a bolt here, and then I've got a bolt down here on the bottom too. Adjusted. There, see, there we go. Hopefully you can see that. Still getting used to the whole tripod thing. Anyway, I've got my ratchet in my socket here, and this first bolt, just break it loose like that, and it's loose. We don't want to get it too loose yet. We just kind of want to crack it loose. There's the bottom one. Okay. Okay, so I went on ahead and pulled these two bolts all the way out. And I got the caliper to where it's loose. Just going to take my screwdriver here and pry on the outside of the caliper right here. Just pry like that. And you see that caliper coming off. So we'll go on ahead and pry it off there. And I'm stuck. Okay, I gotta do a little bit more prying to get this thing the rest of the way out. I'm getting hung up on the shoes here, these little clips. So this is actually the first Dodge Ram like this I've ever done a brake job on, so I'm kind of learning here too. I know you're not supposed to pry those up, but I'm going to do it anyway. Okay, so I had to convince this caliper that it wanted to come off. The problem is I didn't pry enough to compress these two pistons down so that I had enough room to just kind of pull that caliper out. So we'll go on ahead and take a look here. Yeah, I'd say that these pads were pretty much gone. Yeah. Nothing left of that one either. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is use my little C-clamp here, or caliper, or whatever the hell you call it, with an old brake pad, and I'm going to compress this piston in for these calipers. And this is the reason why you pull the cap off, so that you don't, when you're pushing all this fluid back up into the reservoir, you don't blow the cap off. We want to do it slowly too, so that we don't damage the seals for this caliper. There's one already torn, but I think it should be alright. Okay, so as you can see now, I've got these pistons compressed, and they're both nice and flat. That one little tear in the boot right there is probably because he went for so long without changing his pads that the pistons on the caliper expanded all the way out and it tore that boot. But it should be alright. Okay, so we've got our first pad here ready to go in. Just drops in, slides in like that. So we'll do the second one now. Okay, we've got our second brake pad on, and we're ready to slide this caliper back in place where it goes. Should be fun because it was fun to take out. Okay. So get it jammed up right there. That stupid rubber boot popped out. Cut. Okay. I got it. What had happened was my rotor had slipped out a little bit on the bottom and things just weren't working right. So I got it in, and now it's time to get my bolts put back in this caliper here. There's one. Okay, I think that bit. And two. Wow, that was almost a camera fail. Alright. We might want to tighten them instead of loosen them. Oh, I think you guys get the point here. And there you go. The first wheel done. Got 3 more to go. Fun, fun.